Hello, here is an AYD League game won on time by white, but it still feels fairly close. So we don't know who would have won if the game continues properly. So black got two large corners, the top right and the lower right area, then this tiny territory on the left side. And in order to keep it balanced, black is supposed to reduce the top area or the middle. And therefore, for black, the next move would be k14 to get inside the moyo. So if white pushes through in order to create some cutting points, black will go Atari. White is forced to capture two stones here. Black can play another Atari. White needs to capture two more stones. And then black has to protect here in the top. And white needs to turn. There's a double Atari at n14, but here black can already protect to prevent that happening. So like this, black is saving those stones in the middle. They were hanging there a few moves ago. But if that doesn't happen, so if black plays, for example, a descent here and white protects the top, now white is going to kill all these guys in the middle, and obviously white is going to be ahead because this box on the left side is just too large. So anyway, let's check out the game from the beginning. It looked close and there was still a lot to play, but time pressure in Byoyomi. So we have a very classic opening with this Shimari and the star points, the Hoshi, both for white and black. Then outside approach, of course white could consider the direct Sansan invasion here. Inside Kakari, it's very popular, or the middle side split, this would be old school, and of course some shoulder hit or a Tsuke like R5. But these are just more sophisticated ways to play in Fuseki. So playing the outside Kakari is absolutely fine. Now black plays an attach. This move is already questionable. It's true that black wants a moyo on the right side, but in that case black can simply play r14, and most of the time white has to do something to fix his o17, either slide or attach or extend back to k16. And in this case black has center now, so black can extend on the right side at q10 to set up a nice moyo on that side, especially that q10 needs the right extension from the lower right Shimari. But at this stage it's more active to play in the top left corner to limit white's moyo if something like this happens. This would be a very classic kind of opening. So defend, white extends back to k16. The modern style would be q17, then Hane, Atari connect, defend, white connects under, black extends, and white extends in the top. So now again, black can take the extension at q10 or attack the other corners either from the outside or direct Sansan invasion. So back to the original game. Black plays a Tsuke, and this kind of Tsuke, it's common when black already has a middle side extension at q10. So let's say white plays here, black takes the middle side extension, now white approaches the corner, and then Tsuke. And now there are two ways to continue. Either block p17 or extend up to o15. So let's check some variations. When p17, white obviously will Atari from the outside to force black into the heavy formation of the farmer set. Then white can connect out or extend down, Sagari. When this happens, black will cut once, push along, also okay, and then capture the stone. Now when white turns in the corner, black simply defends the Sansan. Because if black blocks here, there's a lot of RG after the peep, then push and jump on the side to live in the inside the moyo. So it's better, the proper way is to block the corner, then when white pushes again, black doesn't have to do anything. So having the middle side extension in place, it's okay to set up a wall and go for a moyo, a nice box on the right. But without it, it's not necessary to play the Tsuke. Because once you play this attach, you're going to strengthen white more than black many times. So white will Hane, then white can Nobi or play Kosumi or just attach like it happened in the game. But when you simply defend r14, o17 stone is still kind of thin. So white has to slide and extend back to fix or settle a base in the top, and therefore black is center now to take either the middle side extension or, oops, that's a misclick, attack the top left corner. Now if white doesn't take any action there in the top and leaves o17 weak, if white plays away, black is very happy to pincer or to kick and pincer. So this way black has more options to attack that stone when it's left thin. But if you play an attach, white is going to be thick, and then there is not much to do to attack those stones. So this was all forced and proper for next solid, that's fine. White split the side. White could actually extend in the top at k17, because even if black extends on the right side, black is putting all his eggs in one basket, always focus on one large moyo here, but in the meantime, white develops on three sides, the top, the left, and the bottom, so white has nothing to complain with this kind of start. So white splits, which is okay, shows some fighting spirit. Black extends from the top, this is good because it's going to reinforce against the p16 cut. Then white extends for a base, this is normal. Now black attacks the top. Now for black it's interesting to attack at m18. Black can do it right away. It's quite fancy, but it works to play directly. But it's also okay to attack at l16, because when white comes out, you hane, and this shape is forcing white into an empty triangle, which is a bad formation. Then you attack m18, so that's the follow-up from l16. White will usually connect solid here, and then you extend in the top h17 or g17. So this is a way to make a base while you take away your opponent's base. If white plays m16, black can push first, n18. And then when white comes out, black can cut. When white turns, the stones in the top right corner will be captured. And that's also good for black. And if white protects, then black defends. And still we have this kind of empty triangle, which is ugly for white. And white is still on the run. So when white comes out, black extends in the top. When white turns, black does the same. Just extend in the top and also approach the top left corner. So this would be quite nice for black. But playing j17, it's a preparatory move to attack at m18. So here white can prevent that by simply defending l17. So now black needs to take a 2-space jump for a base, then go up and even play another move to stay safe and solid. But okay, now you can also tenuki. So, yeah, when this happened, this is good for black. Very nice to attack with m18. If black plays a peep, m17, white connects, now black needs to go down. So this would be gote for, I mean, well, white is still on the run. But the way black attacks, it's actually more active, because white shape, it's more painful next. So white needs to do this or connect in a solid way. And when this happens, black should push first, because if white no-b, black will cut, and if white connects, then you hane and block again with hane. So the group is under attack, white is on the run. So this would be the order of moves here. Playing the hane first, this gives white the option to block. And then, okay, you can play an Atari, but there are 2 cutting points, you need to defend that, and white can come out. So white escapes much easier this way. White still play the hane, so this allows the no-b, which is the original good move. But now white plays with some fighting spirit and goes for a trade. So if black connects here, now white can link, and then black is on the run. Well, both black and white, not just white. So it's a very good decision for black to cut, give up 1 stone, and capture the top right. That was really good. I mean, you capture 4 stones and give up 1, and the corner got really sizable. White is playing a little bit slow in the top left corner, because white it's already pretty strong in that area. So now it's big for white to play a middle side extension on the left side, let's say c10, or a defense at f3 to prevent this approach here. And this also invites black to split the left side, in which case white can attack from the top to get the moyo even bigger and push black towards the lower left corner, where when white blocks with this Kosumi, it's going to reinforce this corner too. But it's also okay for white to attack from c8 and then block c15. So either way, it's fine here. I think playing c13 leaves some margin in the corner, so later on black can attach or play the Sansan and set up a co-fight like this. So it's c13, it's a move that's a little bit greedy, because white is saying, okay, I'm increasing that top left corner, make it even bigger, but in fact he still leaves Aji in the corner. So when you play a move like c15 as white, it's much more proper and save for the corner, but in the meantime it's slow. So f3 or g3 are better options here for white. Inside approach is very good. White didn't have to play the kick. It's good enough to defend f3 or to think about some pincers. But okay, this kick is also fashionable. So black got an ideal shape. White played this shoulder hit to increase the moyo in the top. It's not a bad move, but for white it's big to play a move like j3 because black wants to approach at h3, so this one prevents the h3 approach. So with this move, white obviously wants to expand the moyo, and for black it's quite urgent to turn. d10 it's an important pivotal point because white can push in center, so black can turn direction here first, and also kind of limits the moyo, but reinforces the group on the left side, and that's important, and then approach h3. Now usually when you approach h3, white should block f3 or defend e2. And now this exchange can be just left there. I mean, you can extend back for a base, but you can also think about moves to reduce the moyo in the top, such as this kind of reducing. So back to the original game. Not pushing here d10 is going to be a problem when white puts the pressure. So this kick, black goes up, obviously. The kick is not so great because it leaves edge at e3 and there is still edge at c3. So white didn't really fix the problem in the corner. But white wants to be active, create the two heavy stones and then pincer it. Now black leans on the stones on the right side, that's very good, to create some thickness before attacking this l4. And instead of connecting solid, should just go no b q6. There's a slight difference between these two moves, but it applies a bit more pressure on the group on the side. So white will generally cut this stone, and then if white still feels under pressure, he's going to play another move to fix eye shape here on the right side, which is a lot of effort to create an eye. But if white doesn't play that move, let's say white comes out here, black will Atari, and when white extends, black can connect. And now the group is in trouble on the right side. If white captures a stone, black will pull back, and that gives white a false eye. So a lot of pressure too. So back to the original game. Anyway, the idea of attacking this group on the side, it's really good. So when black connects solid, white can no b or play an attach move and then connect or descend. So white can easily make eye shape on the right side even if the group is surrounded. Therefore, white doesn't even have to do anything right now. So with this Kosumi, white prepares the capture at p9 and tries to reduce a little bit the top right corner, but already it's a slow move, so black can just leave it, come inside the corner like this to reinforce a little bit the bottom, and then put pressure on this l4, either with a cap move or a shoulder hit and hane. So black should switch the target on the bottom side. So let's see the actual game. Ooh, I jump ahead too much. Yeah, so when white plays this Kosumi, black protects p13, which increases the territory with a few extra points in the top right, those 5-6 extra points, but it's really not that urgent. Probably black played this move with the idea of being safe in the top right, so those 3 stones, they are not going to escape, and also put some pressure on the r7 group. So maybe the plan was that white will come out, then black maybe plays a peep, so this group is still somewhat under pressure, and in the process black gets moves in the middle to surround the bottom stone. But white didn't have to take any action and pushed on the left side instead. So this push at d10, it's really an important move, both for black and white. Therefore, black should still turn here. If white plays a move like p13, black can answer, and it's a minimum loss on the top right area. Also, even if black doesn't answer, let's say black plays Atari here to get into the moyo in the top, and white plays something like this, black can, attach here to protect. And on this move, it was to play an attach this way. Then cut, Atari from the outside, and connect. But for black, it's okay to protect actually. So let's go back a few moves. Black turns, white keima, black defends. There is nothing to worry about there. So white puts pressure on the left side, then again. And here, black didn't have to hane. It's better to defend with a descent, because the descent He's threatening a jump in the corner at b4 or Sansan invasion at c3. So white will usually protect like this, and this gives black time to play other moves. For example, jump out or put pressure on this stone. Already the group on the left side will leave. So this is alive. That's a pretty good shape. So once you hane, white wants to block. Then if you play the block here and white Atari, you got Atari under, Atari again, but there are still cutting points. So black needs either this move or descent and look for I shape. So that's maybe a bit painful, but it's good to know the technique to connect underneath and sacrifice. This move is good because when white Atari, black can block with Atari Ko. And if white doesn't Atari, next is going to be a very easy I shape for black to block at e7 and threaten to come inside the moyo in the top. So b8, it's really okay for ice. Now white jumps to expand the moyo in the top, and black should find ways to get inside. Black can play a shoulder hit here and then a one space jump. So this is a good way to get inside. If white simply cuts one stone, black is happy to push from behind, because black is actually using bait one stone to reduce the moyo. So now we have an interesting fight on the bottom side. Yeah, maybe the jump at h8 was a little bit too optimistic. Normally just here to stay connected, but it's still okay to put pressure on this stone on the bottom side, because like this white will struggle to escape with the group, and on his way out black is getting moves that will help him reduce the moyo on the left side. So now it's much easier to get into the center. So jump, then separate, and here black overplays a little bit. It's good enough to play the attach to keep connected to j5. So on the hane you go up, on nobi just a bamboo. Then when white struggles to leave inside here, black gets a much powerful position in the center. So white is trying a move to connect underneath. It's still better to play j2. It separates against h2 connection, but in the same time has a follow-up. So when white plays here, black can push, capture a stone. So black is already safe, and white is still looking for I shape. So with this move, white is looking at the cuts at around k5. So white played the attach, and here black should either nobi back to stay connected. If white connects, then you get ahead, or play a bump, because the bump keeps those stones connected and still a lot of pressure on the bottom group. It's very difficult for white to make eyes inside here now. So that's a way for black to use the thickness in fighting more effective. Now the hane was a little bit risky, so white cuts, and then we're going for a semi on the bottom side. And here is dangerous for black, in fact. White cut very well, but white shouldn't go down. White can actually kill everything, Atari, Atari again, and then connect. If black plays here, white can cover on the Atari, just Atari and descent. Atari here doesn't do much. So when black removes the liberties on the outside, let's say we make this exchange first, then Atari, then push. So there are 3 liberties against a few more. I mean, like 4. Just enough to win the semi. So white can kill everything and the game is finished right here. But white went down. So this trade, it's not too bad for black. I mean, compared to killing everything, it's a bit terrible, but still, black would lose all those stones, and now black only lost a few of them. So here it's centered to block at L2, and later keep K1 as a coated, or H1 and then K1. But right now you can block L2, so you don't let white push again, and then get inside the middle with this Atari, or first block here, so it helps your I shape on the left side, and then come from the right side. It can be a Keima, it can be an Atari, or anything on this line, because if you play a move like this, for example, or even one deeper, it can either go to the right or to the bottom. So there are 2 directions to escape. And it's very difficult for white to enclose everything in the center. So I think right now black has a chance to win the game, because the corners are very large. This one is like 35 points. This one is also about 35 points. There are at least 10 on the left side, so that's close to 80 or roughly. And then you can try some combination in the top left corner with the attach or the sun, or just reduce the center. I don't think white is going to build that much. I mean, this is about 30. This is maybe roughly 10. So the group on the right compensates the group on the left. And this area can be 40, but with some RG. So well, it's a close game, but still long. So black jumps in. He managed to stay alive. Here there is some kind of squeeze play. Atari, 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 then Atari. Actually something like this happened in the game as well. So this connection is good. Then you must come out. Okay, those Ataris. Yeah, but the way to come out is just one space jump. If white plays here, you just nobby. When white plays this, you nobby again. When white plays this, you peep one time. So you're out already and it's just safe and connected. This way, white can still try the Hane to separate those stones in the center. So Tsuke first, then all these moves. White should actually go down. Then when black blocks, you leave the position like this. This is fine. Now white blocked and black still tries to attack this group. But there's not much to do about that. Just play a Keima to reduce the top and then try to get inside with this Tsuke or the San, push one time, Hane, and set up the co-fight. So this Kosumi, white panicked a little bit, nothing happens here. Good catch. Yeah, these are captured. Not enough liberties. Then connect. Yeah, this push was sent, but then it will backfire. So playing this move, it's a bit greedy. It's better to play Atari from the outside, especially that now black is in Biomi, so under pressure, and then reduce calm the top side. Playing here, black is just going to be captured, either in a net or a ladder. So when black connects, white has the net here and it's done. But white also had the ladder, because it's going directly into M13. So if black will see there is a problem with that, it's either push like this or push like this, or play Kosumi. And now when white captures a stone, you continue in the middle with this move, then catch here. So white might even come back and secure the right side, because going out with a Kosumi is going to force the eye on the right. So that was a big catch for white. Now black went out again, and then the ladder, it's obvious. Yeah, this Keima is good. Then you gotta try to stay safe in the middle. So for example, Nobi, then Atari like this. Oh, it's not easy. Oops, my bad. Nobi is not good enough. But this move is dangerous too. So now it's difficult for black in the center. Yeah, losing those stones on the right side made the white too strong in the middle. But this move is like a ladder breaker. And now you should just Nobi. Nobi is threatening to go out, so white obviously has to capture and then extend. Now it seems okay. So white is fighting hard to kill everything in the center. This was fine. Then push. And it looks like white captured those guys. Yeah, this is all done. Time pressure Hane. Took it once. And that was it. So for black to come inside at K14, it's an option. But maybe black already lost too many points in this area. So it's not going to change the outcome of the game much. You can catch these stones. Black needs to connect. Push again. Black connect. Push again. Atari. Take more stones. Protect. Defend. Then black has to come back. So if this happens, I think white still has the first chance to win the game. Because white really built a lot in the top area and the middle. And also the bottom. And well, it's about to count now. So enjoy the review and try to play a little faster next time, and the natural moves, especially in BOME and under time pressure.